Here's my review of X-Men 97 Season 1, Episode 1. I just recently, over the past couple weeks or month, binged watched the entire original animated series for the first time, and I thought it was great. And this series, it really is. It does feel like a direct continuation from the animation style to the characters to just the charm and the dialogue. It's great. Where in this episode, I think what's so good is we get to see more of Cyclops. I mean, Cyclops was so underutilized in the movies, and he was great in the show, and it's just great to see more of him here. And a lot of this is like Cyclops kind of tracking down like these anti-mutant um, kind of undercover operations, and it's great as well as the action. It clearly obviously touches on all of the great dialogue with all of these obvious metaphors that are still relevant today and just as relevant as they were when they created. And like I said, it's so good. We're at the beginning, like we're seeing where they're saving this boy from like these anti-mutant people, and it's just great to see more of all the other characters because it's like in the movies they so focused on Wolverine, but then they never really showed how cool some of the other mutants are. Like Storm gets this great action scene, and she was one of my favorite characters when I binged watched the original show a couple weeks ago. But like, just awesome from the wind powers to just like the lightning, everything. Just it was cool. It was great. And just like I love this style of animation, like the way it kind of reminds me of like how Marvel did the What If style, but it's a little bit different because it's obviously supposed to look like the original series, but I thought did a very good job of how it looks. And I will say that like this scene also really encapsulates this entire show, at least this episode for me. It's just fun. This is a really fun show. I think and I love how vibrant the colors are in this scene. And Jubilee is just such a fun character. And I don't believe they really never used her in the movies. I think she was in X-Men Apocalypse, but like barely. They like didn't really do anything with her. And I don't even remember if she was in the original trilogy. It just makes me think like rewatching, like when I rewatched like the series and then watching this episode of like how like I love a lot of those old X-Men movies, but it makes me think like how there are so many cool X-Men characters that they just didn't really utilize. And Jean is great as well. I mean, in this one, Jean is in the beginning we see Jean is pregnant and it's also having these weird visions, and it's just great. And like I said, it's great seeing Cyclops as a leader. I mean, after what happened with Professor X, and towards the ending battle is just when they're kind of up against all these Sentinels is just awesome. They utilize all their different powers in such unique ways. Of course, Wolverine with his claws, from Gambit literally charging up Wolverine's claws to make them even more powerful. It's just awesome. I do think like it also touches though upon with this new character of kind of the idea of being a mutant and feeling like you're different. And I think that it was handled very well here. And overall, this episode was awesome. And then it leaves you with that cliffhanger of where in Charles Xavier's will, everything was left to Magneto. So we're going to see where this goes. I thought this was a great episode. So yeah, I thought that this episode was great. I mean, I loved all the characters. I love this animation style. It's just a fun episode to watch. It was just a great episode. And just these characters, it just makes me want to see like more of the X-Men. And I'm just so glad. It's really interesting, like since, I mean, Marvel has finally gotten the rights back to X-Men all the way back in like late 2017. And like they haven't really done anything with them. And it's cool to see like that this is what they're doing with them. I mean, and now we're getting Deadpool later this year. I mean, hey, I would never expect them to revive an old animated show, but I'm glad they did because this was a great episode and I'm really liking this show so far.